Alright, so first off, got this bucket here, which didn't actually get used in the last race. We had ready to go. This is all kind of stuff for cleaning. If it was muddy and your feet got wet, we've got sponges and wipes. And there's a couple blankets in here. Laura's gym bag or gear bag and her vest there. And here's the meat and potatoes of it all. So we've got a couple boxes here that my brother-in-law made that have shoes in them. So I've got 2 pairs of Temp 2s here and here. Got a Hoka Speedgoat 4s. These are my road shoes, also Ultras. Here's some Hokas. And these are Laura's Ultras here. Right here we've got some vests. So this is a Solomon vest that actually I don't use anymore. This is the main vest that I use. It's the Ultra Aspire. I like this vest a lot because you can carry 4 bottles of water. The pack section isn't super big, but you can get like a rain jacket in it and get some gels in the pocket, as you can see there. So this is the vest I use the most, especially on training runs. This will probably be my race vest for longer races. This will be the vest I use on the 50K. This is the Ultimate Direction. It's got a much bigger pack. It's got a spot for a bladder as well. I probably won't use a camelback type bladder in there. I bought these 2-liter stowable bottles, and I'll probably just keep those in there. I'm not real big on the camelbacks. And then it's got a spot for bottle, all kinds of pockets for your phone and gels and all kinds of nutrition and things like that. You can put a jacket in there. You could pack a lot in there. It's a free pack that I got from Fit Aid. That's not important. This is my Ultra Aspire Speedgoat waist pack. So this is for shorter runs, or you just don't need to take quite as much water with you. I'll use that one. This one I have not used at all. This is more of like a hiking pack. It's got a 30-liter pack in the back and everything. So that one I have not used yet. This is the bladder. In case I do decide to use this style of hydration. And these are my Lucky trekking poles, which I also have not used yet. Okay, back here we have like sunscreen, we have bug spray. That's really all that's in here, is multiple kinds of sunscreen and bug spray. This has got that's a dry bag. That'll be used. I'll use that as a drop bag at the 50K race that I'm doing. It's got some cowbells in there. This little camping pack just has like a knife and twine and things like that. Not necessarily for races, but just for like the crewing aspect and the camping aspect of a lot of these races. Okay, moving on to this middle section. In the back compartment is mobility and recovery stuff. We've got tension bands and the mobility sack. Training mask is kind of worthless. We've got this sort of gnarly, knotty roller. There's another stretching cable, lacrosse balls, other types of rollers. There's rubber flossing there for any inflammation, and that's chalk. And then here we have mostly hydration stuff, bottles. There's a couple life straws. There's soft flasks. These are my favorite, the Ultimate Direction, and these hard plastic bottles are what I use in that vest that I was showing you earlier that holds 4 bottles. And in here, this is a speaker. I've got my waist lamp and my flip belt. These are a couple handheld flashlights if you wanted to have a light in your hand as well as on your head. My headlamp is not in here. It's in that racing pack because I was using it to test the weight. And the third compartment here is kind of a hodgepodge. We got more recovery back here. We've got 2 foam rollers. We've got this calf. You just sort of roll out your legs, calves, things like that. Here's a Theragun. And here we have just like first aid type stuff, tissues and Gold Bond powder and KT tape and Body Glide, Band-Aids, ibuprofen, all that kind of stuff. It's a rain hat. And then here we've got hats. I've got gaiters and compression in here. A whole bunch of like buff type headbands, sweatbands. And we've got gloves and some, looks like some more compression in here. So this is basically everything that I always have in my running Jeep. The crewing vehicle. We actually didn't use this vehicle at the Mohican. We used a minivan, but going forward, we're looking for our own van, or we'll use use the Jeep to crew from. There are a couple things that weren't out here, but I did want to show because they're these are my favorite bottles here, the Ultimate Direction. These are insulated and they have the long straw. Makes it easy to drink without having to take the bottle out, which you do have to do with these plastic bottles in the Ultra Spire vest. All right, and then there's just some stuff that's not in the Jeep right now, because what I just showed you is what I never take out of the Jeep. Basically, it's always on because we run 5 out of 7 days a week usually. But this is the stuff that's more camping oriented, that we would take crewing, but not necessarily need every day. So we've got the plug-in cooler here. This is very nice, especially because it's hot a lot of the time. Obviously, that's our tent. This is 2 big 5-gallon water jugs. This is some miscellaneous camping stuff, like a pot, some emergency blankets, umbrella, ponchos, folding chair. There's some more folding chairs and sleeping mats, sleeping bags on the end. And then just the GoPro stuff, which I was currently using, so that was also not in the Jeep. So that's pretty much it. I'm just walking around the farm here a little bit. Short and sweet, not much to it. It's just our crewing vehicle. The only actual crewing that we've done, obviously so far, has been the Mohican 100 in June. And like I said before, we didn't actually use the Jeep. We used a minivan for that, but going forward, that will probably be the crewing vehicle. So Mohican obviously involved camping, and that race is really nice because the campsite that's right by the basically start finish, Mohican Adventures, the trail actually runs through that campsite. So that was a really nice one to crew because we were able to do it. Obviously we went to other locations to crew because it was 27-mile loops, but one of the crewing spots was our campsite, and that was really nice because Justin was able to just run through the campsite and just veer off the trail about 100 feet and come straight to the campsite, and we were able to take care of him from there. And we were able to cook, heat things up, make coffee and things that we weren't able to do at other aid stations. So having the fully prepped and ready to go crewing vehicle is obviously really important, especially for anything in the 100-mile range. Some 50s don't allow crewing. I believe the Mohican does. I think maybe all 3, even the Marathon, you can crew. But so it's a unique spot. It was a nice first experience crewing because of the ease of access. So like I said, short and sweet. Here she is, my lovely Jeep. Lots of races and running in her future.